Esports. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that break. Hope you enjoyed that brutal OST. We have just wrapped up with the quarterfinals of the KSL. We are here with los semifinales. We're here to find out who is going to be this week's champion. We have four lovely players. We have Dark, we have Oliveira, we have DRG, and we have Björn. Two Terrans, two Zerg players as well. Again, as we mentioned previously, if you're just now joining us, we typically have a Protoss representative. We typically have a Protoss champion even, but Hero is not here this week. Hero is most likely taking a break. He's most likely taking a bit of a breather after Katowice. He's just calming things down, decompressing, and in the absence of Hero, we're going to have a Terran or Zerg champion. Here we go. Who's it going to be? We're here to find out. Up first, we have Dark versus Oliveira on Solaris. Vámonos. Vámonos. Again, Dark and Oliveira, they faced many times here in the KSL in these online weeklies. Oliveira has historically struggled against Dark, but what I will say is that Oliveira, when he's in form, he is a terrifying partner. He's a beast, and I'm sure after IEM, he is gunning for a rematch. He is hunting, he's looking for a way to redeem himself. We'll see if we can find it here. As spawning in the top right-hand corner of Solaris, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg representing Talon Esports. It is Dark. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the South Korean Terran, the blue Terran player representing CranKy Gaming. The Chinese Terran. I think I said South Korean. Chinese Terran. It is Oliveira. Here we go. Ooh, as Dark is going for a pool first. Okay. Again, Dark, he's so much more feisty and so much more aggressive in general, and whipping out a pool first is an interesting maneuver. Now, this is not an all-in, but this is an aggressive opener. We should be producing, I want to say, 4 to 6 lings, and the goal here is to avoid the scout, avoid the Reaper, get across the map, and delay the CC. He doesn't even go pool hatch, he goes pool gas. Interesting. He does go for a faster gas geyser. I'm more curious now as to what the follow-up is going to be. This could just be to get into fast ling speed, or we could be thinking of something more devious. We could be going for, oh my, a fast Roach Warren. There we go. There we go. We have our answer here. So again, we did delay our natural base in favor of gases. Part of me was thinking, are we going for a Bane bust? Are we doing something crazy? We're doing something crazy, but it is going to be the Roach Warren. Now, what is scary is that because of the pool first, we have lings on the way. And these lings, we're not investing too hard into them, but they may force the Reaper to stay at home. They may force the Reaper back home, and if Oliveira is distracted, if he doesn't scout, he won't realize what comes next. Oh boy. And here we go. Lings are on the way. Likewise, Reaper now moving out. Moving out across the map is going to come across the center here. The Overlord did spot the Reaper. Lings to avoid it. And the Reaper should get into the main base, should get a full scout off. A big shot on that one. There we go. We do dive in. We do confirm the late hatchery. And we do not get eyes on the Roach Warren. Oh, we did see the gas geyser. That could be enough of a tell. I'm hoping it is, as Lings are getting across the map. Again, the Reaper doesn't have confirmation. We're checking for a third base. We do confirm there is no third. Lings have arrived. Oh, and they will delay the CC. CC is delayed. Roaches are moving out across the map. We're going for a third CC. Bunker is on the way. Phew. Okay, Bunker on the way on the high ground. Again, we have to give up the natural. CC is going to finish. And Oliveira, he will have to hunker down here on top of the ramp. Now, as a reminder, very light commitment. 4 roaches. Only 4 roaches were droning up behind this. So this is not designed to kill. This is designed to contain. The goal here of Dark is to contain, is to force the lift up of the CC and contain the opponent to 1 base while Dark drones up. And here we go. We do have high ground vision. The depot is under fire. Cyclone has arrived. Ooh, and the Cyclone is going to force back the army a little bit longer, but it looks like the Debo should fall. Again, a couple more hits and it will go down. It looks like, yeah, it will fall. Nice pick off there from Dark. It does get 2 SCV kills. Overlord taking a lot of hits. But so is the CC. Good control so far out of Dark. He hasn't lost a single Roach or a Ravager. Keep himself alive. Another Depot down to half HP. I believe Dark did see the 3rd CC. Yep, he's aware of the 3rd base. Depot should fall. We do have some repairs going on. Do pick up a couple of those Marines. It looks like one Roach is going to go down. SCVs are being pulled. Decent trades here from Dark. He'll be eventually forced back. Gets a Cyclone. Gets 2. Oh my god. The retargeting there by Dark. The split targeting. Gets both Cyclones. That's a big pickoff actually. 3rd Cyclone has arrived. We do clean this up. But again, imagine this drop with 2 more Cyclones. 1 more Cyclone in the medevac, another Cyclone on the ground, and this counterattack would be devastating. But Dark was able to cripple that, cripple the counterattack, and now he has that much less to worry about. Only 1 Cyclone and 1 Marine. Dark getting a 3rd hatchery up and running, taking 2 more gases, joining up to 45. Dark does have the economic lead. And he is working on that next step. We got Oliveira back at home, getting into his 3-rack setup. Dark confirms that it's bio, not mech. Does confirm the 3rd CC. And upon seeing this, Dark should be feeling safe. He should be feeling safe to drone. There we go. Workers are on the way. Where is being researched? I believe we have skip link speed. Yep, no link speed whatsoever. We should be going straight into Roach speed instead. And our upgrades. There it is, double Evo chamber. Now this should be +1 range from Dark, and then it should lead into +1 melee later on down the line. From here, Dark is going to be going Roaches, but later on he can go back into Ling Bane. Especially against Bio, it is wise to do so. 4 CC here from Oliveira. Very greedy. Very fast 4th CC, but again, he knows that he's behind. He has to try to catch back up in some way. Is in production. There's that range upgrade, as we did mention. We are working towards Ling speed, so this is the first sign that we are going Ling Bane Roach Ravager, not just pure Roach Ravager. Should be having Ling Bane to support eventually. As Oliveira does get eyes on the 4th base. Won't be able to stop it, but does chip away at it. Dark going to be responding. Same time, Oliveira building up his tank count. His tank count is already honestly looking quite scary. He's got 3, soon to be 4 tanks. Nidus Swarm on the way. That I was not expecting. Dark. Fappy. Oh my god. As we are going to be cutting workers at 3 base. There we go. Only 66 drones. I mean, I like this. The 4th base has been scouted. For all Oliveira knows, Dark plans on droning this up, which makes sense. But no, Dark, he's stopping saturation at 3 bases. He's amassing nothing but Roaches. His supply blocked. 4 Overlords are on the way. And we're going to be hitting a very strong timing here with these upgrades. Meanwhile, the double drop does come in. Base is being targeted down. And we will get a kill here on the hatchery. Hatchery does fall, but Dark, he doesn't care. He wasn't droning anyway. And we're moving out. A massive push right through the center. Once again, Dark getting a little bit supply blocked. The Overlords are finishing up. And there it is, Nidus in towards the main base, and Oliveira doesn't see! He doesn't have vision. Doesn't see, doesn't know. Massive tank line here at the 3rd base is going to deflect those Roaches. At the same time, he does check the main. And will deny the Nidus. Ooh, Roaches are popping out. But they're going to be giving up. At the same time, Darky's pushing in. Yeah, the Marines aren't here. We do get a tank. Only 1. Bit of a disjointed attack from Dark. He lost every single Ravager. Ravagers have gone down, and now Dark, he's rebuilding his 4th base, and he is droning. He realizes that, I mean, his timing has come and gone. He cannot kill Oliveira, not anymore. Dark is transitioning. There we go. Droning. Infestation bits on the way. Working towards Infestors, Hive Tech. So far, solid defense here from Oliveira. Only losing 1 tank. Only losing 1 tank here. His 4th base up and running. It's a planetary 5th CC on the way. We have 2-2 in production. We do have a window where 2-2 will be done, and the 2-2 of Dark would still be on the horizon. So there is an upgrade advantage here for Oliveira. Meanwhile, Dark, he's cutting workers once again, joining up to only 72. That is just under 4 base saturation. And he's maxing out on Ling Roach Ravager. Still committing to +2 range, actually. No melee upgrades, which means that this Hive Tech could be for Lurkers. And there it is. There's the Hydrogen. We're going into Lurker play. Lunkers are on the horizon here. Dark pushing forward. Tanks are a little bit late to see. You do cancel the 5th. Decent cancel on the 5th base. The Biles, ooh, they do connect. Dark rotating around. We have a double drop on the right-hand side. We do not have much to defend. Yeah, Dark is going to have to respond. Does pull back home. Oh my god. Looks like there was a little bit of latency. Shout out to Enki, by the way. And Inu. Inu is our Korean caster. Enki is our Spanish caster. Do love to see them. Juiced him on Forge, trading with these roaches at the same time. Looks like there was a bit of a drop towards the north. Viking finding these overlords. Hydras are now on the way. Lurker down on the horizon. As we did mention, because we did not get into melee, this is just going to be commitment from Roach Ravager into Hydra Lurker. Eventually, Hydra Lurker Viper. Nidus Swarm's on the way. I love these defensive Nidus Swarms just because Roach Ravager is very immobile. Does help bouncing back and forth between these bases. Does help with that. As Oliveira, he's close to maxing out here. 3-3 about to start up. We do collapse in from the left-hand side though. Darky gets a tank. Does collapse here on top of the Ghost. Ghost looking a bit exposed. Again, Dark not having the worst fight off of, sorry, out of range of the tanks. And yeah, Oliveira getting a little bit too adventurous here. Again, chasing back the Roach Ravager, but he's losing so much. We do have to retreat. Ghost's going to be going down. The Marine count gets reset. We get another tank. And again, Oliveira was just fighting so much out of range of his own tanks. Didn't have the best supports. Did bleed out a lot of units. And with that, we are remaxing with Ling, Hydra, eventually into those Lunkers. Lurker upgrades are on the way. Vipers are gathering energy. Dark is getting ready. Now, Oliveira has a good economy. He's getting a 5th base. It is on the way. Unfortunately, +3 attack was forgotten and was heavily delayed. So his upgrade lead isn't as large as it should be. But he's going to be losing the upgrade lead, actually. That his Lurkers are on the way. They are scanned! Oliveira, he sees, he knows. Does see those Lurkers, is aware. But can he stop them? He at least already has Ghosts. No Liberators though, only Ghosts. That's going off the Hydras. As the armies do dance back and forth, Files will graze the army. We do have a Nidus in the main. Is spotted. Is spotted, but it's not stopped. The Lurkers, they get in. They barely do get in. Ghosts are going to be going down. We do have detection. Yeah, we take control of the main base. Ghost going down. Another Nidus finishing up. And Dark, he's getting on top of the production. This is the kill move he was looking for. Both armies were dancing here at the center of the map, but now we have the production. These Raxes are going down. Trying to get a couple of snipes off, but it doesn't matter. It's too little too late. That's what, 5 Raxes falling. At the same time, Lurkers at the 4th, Lurkers at the 5th. Dark, he's just all over Oliveira. We will slowly clean this up, but it's not easy. We're taking a lot of losses here in the process. The main base goes down. We take down the army. 29 SCVs fall. And we still have Lurkers going ham. They're still getting more damage done. As Dark just reinforces. Takes down another Rax. There's 1 Rax left and 2 factories. Not like this. Starports are being rebuilt. Raxes are being rebuilt. Another Lurker here on the right-hand side. Almost every base under fire. And you can see that Oliveira, he just broke. He's out of money. He's out of production. Out of time. And it was up until the Nidus Worms where things were pretty even. Honestly, like, Dark and Oliveira, they were going blow for blow. They were keeping up with each other. Yes, Oliveira didn't have any Liberators, but he had plenty of Ghosts. But all it took was one swift move here from Dark. Went for the kill shots. Now taking down the factories. And his reinforcements will shut down these tanks. There's still a couple of Lurkers left. We've killed 57 SCVs. We're still going. Ah. We're not stopping. Hydras come in. They take down another one of those tanks. They're out of range of the planetary. GG gets called, and Dark will take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Dark just pulling Oliveira apart. Initially, the Roach opener was okay. It did contain Oliveira. Oliveira eventually broke out. Eventually was able to get into his own fourth base, into his own 5th as well. Again, there was some back and forth going on. Interesting move out of Dark to commit into +2 range and go straight into Lurker production. And with those Lurkers, he was able to just snowball out of control, just pulling Oliveira left and right in almost every single base. GG. GG, well played. Very well done there. And with that, Dark does take the first game, but it's a best of 3. It's a best of 3. We have an opportunity here for Oliveira to fight back and to put a point on the board. I want to believe. I do want to believe. Here we go. Game number 2 is going to be on Site Delta. And all it took was 1 Nidus finishing. 1 Nidus. If you remember, the Nidus barely finished with any HP at all. And only like 4 or 5 Lurkers made it out, but that was barely enough. Barely enough to start the domino effect. And now we're getting into game 2 and spawning in the top left-hand corner, leading the series 1-0. We have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Talon Esports, Dark. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the Chinese Terran, representing Dragon KaiZ Gaming. It is Oliveira. Here we go. A bit of a spicy game 1, but here in game number 2, what do we have in store for us as Oliveira is going for that low ground Rax? is setting up for a 2-Rax opener, 2-Rax Reaper. This could also be just a Rax into Factory. It could be the special opener. I mean, both openers are kind of special openers. But this is something that special does do quite frequently. Has been slowly adapted by the Koreans. We've seen Byun with this out every now and then. Kyor has done this a couple of times. Looks like, yeah, Oliveira's doing it as well. So this is going to be a Rax into Factory here. It's a bit of a greedier way to open up. This opener is the most viable on this map on Site Delta because of the ramp. Because of the ramp coming into the main base does give you a better defensive position. The entrance to the natural is much more narrow as well. So we're going to be able to wall off. Meanwhile, this time Dark goes for a hatch, gas, pool. Standard opener this time out of Dark. As opposed to the pool first that he went for in game 1. There it is. It is a Rax expand from Oliveira. And we should be getting a factory here on the low ground to wall off. We have seen, I believe, Kyor, or was it Kyor or Byun mix it up and go for the Rax on the high ground instead and leave it wide open a little bit longer. But there it is. Factory is on the way. Sorry, I meant to say factory on the high ground. But it is going to be on the low ground here. Oliveira going for a more traditional variation. With this, we can go for the add-on swap and go into Cyclone production or just Hellions. Oliveira has options. So he did take down that Overlord. Back at home, Dark just happily droning. Happily droning up, taking his third base. Is aware of the opener, did get eyes on the factory before the Overlord died. There is that add-on swap into the 1-1-1. Again, a very aggressive build here as we are going for a delayed third CC. With this can actually lead into something like a Hellbat push. We could throw down a fast armory and just mass Hellions. Regardless, this is going to be a very committed build here from Oliveira. As are we going for Banshee play? Are we going for another add-on swap? It looks to be the case. Hellions are moving out. Add-on swap is upon us. And Banshees are on the way. Now, Dark hasn't seen much yet, but all he has to do is check the natural base, check the ramp, and he will get full eyes on what his run is up to. Hellions are going to be threatening those queens. They are rotating around, third CC behind this, so it is not going to be a Hellbat push. Got that third CC on the way. Regardless, basically there is pressure on Oliveira to get damage done because his third is so late. Because of his 1-1-1 opener, this third CC is later than normal, so he has to get damage done with either the Hellions or the Banshees, or both. The Banshee has arrived. To the Hellions looking for another way in. Unable to find one yet. Banshee does skirt the edge of the map. Link Scout does confirm the additional Raxes on the way, so we know it's not mech. Very important. Mech is not unheard of as a follow-up. Getting a couple of drone kills. Just a handful. A handful of drones go down. Shouldn't be a surprise, but Dark is going roaches. Yeah, it makes sense. It's going to be a roach-based follow-up. And what's interesting to me is that Oliveira only made a single Banshee. He didn't make a second Banshee. He didn't invest into Cloak. It was a very light commitment to Banshee play. Likewise, only made 6 Hellions as well. Did not go up to 8. That tells me that your transition is a little bit faster here into the third TC, into these 5 Raxes. Banshee comes back home. Now, this Banshee opener typically, I would say, should deter roach play, but Dark has no fear. He is amassing roaches, working on 1-1, roach speed as well. Just making enough roaches to defend against the Hellions, to defend against the first push. From here, Dark should be taking a fourth. There it is, fourth base is on the way. Is in production here. See, I'm amassing more roaches. Hellions just poking and prodding. When you see Lings coming for a counterattack, there is plenty to defend. Yeah, we have Marines, we have tanks. The Lings, they do nothing. Oliveira does hold. Again, solid position here from Oliveira. Really, I'm waiting to see what kind of, or how hard we commit to roaches, as we are not. I mean, we have roaches, don't get me wrong, but that is a much faster infestation pit. Very fast pit here from Dark. Working towards hive tech already, or safety infestors. Curious where he does plan to take us if we do go into hive. But yeah, Dark just being very defensive, just chilling, spreading creep, droning, getting his fourth base. And Dark taking a more defensive approach this series, or this game. In game number 2, Armory is heavily delayed. Oof. 1-1 has been done for quite some time, and 2-2 is going to be delayed for Oliveira till the Armory is done. And this time we see a Bailey nest. Okay. So unlike the previous game, it's not going to be Roach Ravager into Hydra Lurker. It's going to be Roach Ravager into Ling Bane. The tanks stay on siege. Wrong moment there. One tank does go down. Things they come in as well, and we can focus on every single tank. Ay, that was such an unfortunate moment. Oliveira forced to pick up. That was the wrong moment to unsiege. Did commit to a fight. Every tank went down, and just like that, Dark has so much momentum. There's one tank to defend. Ay. Yeah, Dark just rallying everything across the map. He knows that he has momentum on his side. Didn't even need the infestation pits. Forces back the army once again. The pit is done. Lair is done. We're going into Adrenal. I do really like this. This is a really good way to make up for the fact that your melee upgrades are late because of the Roach opener. So just really fast Adrenal to help support the Lings. Plus one melee on the way. Ooh, speaking of supporting those Lings, Ultras will be the hive tech of choice. It's going to be Roach Ravager into Ling Bane Ultra. Oliveira marauding around the map, clearing up whatever creep he can. But again, because of these rough fights for Oliveira, he can't really commit. He can't push out with his army. He is getting a couple of drones here towards the north. Good job harassing, but that's all he can do right now is harass until he can build up his tank count and his ground army once again. By the time he does, Dark should have Ultras. Speaking of, Kindness Plating. It's on the way. Ultra Cavern is done. Vipers are amassing. We have 2 Vipers for the time being in the main. And Dark is maxed. He is now maxed out. Bailing speed is later than normal, which is a bit concerning. But again, as I mentioned before, Oliveira isn't pushing yet. So we have time. Do have time to work with. Rotating around, Bailing speed almost done. There it is, 29 Bailings on the way. We did create a wall, so we actually can't. Oh wait, no, sorry, my apologies. We can slip through. But Dark, with his pants down a little bit. And he's just now finishing. We're pushing in. Ooh, oh my god. Actually waiting a little bit longer. Tanks are coming. Link's coming from behind. And once again, we collapse on the army before the tanks in siege, and every single tank goes down. Good blinding clouds as well. And we clean up the army. Again, Dark. I don't know what it is, but he always has the perfect time to engage. Happened in the first fight, here in the second as well. Oliveira just was not ready for it. Liberator's going to be harassing. And Oliveira is going to force this back, but he doesn't have an answer to these ultras. Oliveira doesn't... He does have some Liberators, that is true, but doesn't have any ghosts. No ghosts here for the Terran. That is terrifying. There it goes. Only tank lib. Bailing's on the way. Oliveira massing his army. Moving out for a third time. Once again, Dark, he does get his full surround here. The tank's on siege once again. Oliveira not quite ready for this. Every single tank goes down for a third time. Medevacs will evacuate. Do have a drop coming in. Forcing delayed mining. Actually, the drop play doing quite a lot. Dark, he's had enough. He's had enough. He's pushing in towards the natural. Liberators are sieged though. And Dark, he'll lose not just one base, 2 hatcheries go down. Again, the drop play doing a lot for Oliveira. But he will lose 21 SCVs. He will lose his workers. The drops, they're still not done. They're getting a little bit more damage done here, but it looks like we're cleaning this up. The drops, they're running out of steam. And Dark has a bank. He has a bank to work with. He's taking another base, or re-expanding, I should say. Remaxing with more Ling Bane Ultra. And can we go for the base? We can! We're going for the planetary. Oh my god, we barely don't get it, but we do get 12 SCVs. Oh my, both planetaries barely survive. That was a little bit wasteful from Dark, is what I will say. As both planetaries barely do make it. Problem is, again, Oliveira, he still needs more time to remax. So does Dark. Losing both those bases really did hurt him. Dark in a bit of trouble. He's got 5 ultras in production. Ultras on the way. We collapse there on the army. And again, without any ghosts, yes, we do have a lot of marauders, that's true. We can deal with a small amount of ultras, but once we hit critical mass, Dark, he's going to be collapsing on this army. He will close the distance. Damage will be done. Oliveira moving out. He is maxed. This time he should be ready for it. Ultras once again coming in from behind. Ooh. Oliveira quick to siege. And as Oliveira is pushing, he will lose control of his third base. Dark has to give up this hatchery. Hatchery going to be going down. Ultras, they go straight for the planetary. And every single worker here is going to fall. 16 SCVs go down. Oliveira, he's not stopping. Gonna try to keep him pushing. Fungal does connect. Big fungal in the army. We try to collapse from behind. The ultras, they come in. And we get a full surround. Once again, every tank goes down. The Marine army barely does survive. And GG gets called. That's all that Oliveira had left. He has no economy behind it, and Dark will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Dark will come out on top here. Again, the engagements he had on side Delta were insane. Time and time again, he would have just these amazing angles where he would get pseudo surrounds, and more often than not, he would catch Oliveira off guard. Oliveira would barely not see the army coming, so he would be late to siege up, late to situate his tanks, and Dark would close the distance well ahead of time. And just really good engagements out of Dark, and not just that, but really good teching as well, getting up to 5 bases, getting up to hive tech. Did snowball out of control. GG, well played. Well played. Dark does take it. Dark is going to be our first player to advance on to the grand finals. And who does he face off against? That is the question. Will it be a Zerg player or will it be a Terran? As up next, we have Bjorn versus DRG in the lower semifinals.